listen to this on-ramp purr. Floor, foot, down, all the way. Yeah, it's only 201 horsepower. It's not that much. My name is Jimmy. Welcome to the 2024 Nissan Rogue, which is your typical family SUV. Except Nissan thinks differently, and with them, well, doing a little special in the engine department, the transmission, this is actually a little bit quirky. And after I say the word quirky, I have to say this and like stare at the camera for like a good minute. But essentially the Rogue is your typical family SUV, right? It competes with like the RAV4, CR-V, CX-5, and pricing, it's about there. At about 49,000 Canadian or about 40,000 US, it's about the same price as the others, except this has one less cylinder than the others. While most manufacturers go with some sort of 4-cylinder, hybrid, or turbocharged power plant, Nissan's like, you know what? Let's give it a 3-cylinder. So underneath the hood, there's a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbo. It makes 201 horsepower and 228 pound-feet of torque. When this variable compression technology came out first in the QX50, I was like, why? It doesn't really make any more power and it's not really any more efficient. But in this, the 1.5, actually it makes a little bit more sense because it makes just as much power as most of its competitors, and it's actually decently fuel efficient as well. Paired with the CVT, and I mean, you're not looking for the best in terms of acceleration, but it's good enough. Pickup is there, and if you really want, you can throw it in manual and you can use the paddle shifters and do something with it. You're not, let's be honest, no one's going to be ever using these paddle shifters, but they're there if you decide you want to use them for whatever reason. Let's check out the materials in here first. You got quality materials, so soft touch along the doors. You got this faux wood trim. It's not bad. You got this stitching across the dash, making it look quite upscale. The seats, pretty comfortable. Nissan's zero gravity seats always do what they need to do in terms of supporting you. They're heated, but unfortunately no ventilation. So unlike the RAV4 and CX-5, you don't get cooled seats, which is definitely a miss. You do get a heated seat, of course, and heated steering wheel, and you got all your typical Nissan buttons there that controls a digital cluster behind, as well as a heads-up display. The cluster itself is decently customizable. There's 2 overall themes, and I mean, it's legible enough to show you what you need. It's not all that crazy, but I mean, it's a cluster. What more do you ask from it other than giving you speed readouts and, you know, what your fuel economy may be? In the middle, this infotainment has been updated. This new widescreen here, it's actually really nice. Not only is it very legible, the resolution is high, so even if you're in CarPlay, in the home menu, you see a lot of information. And it even has Google built in, so you can say, hey Google, tell me a joke.
What do you call a shoe made out of a banana? A slipper.
Very good. Oh, sound effects, great. But overall, it's a good system, and it's a lot better than the previous one. Sadly, this isn't standard for all Rogue models. The base one still comes with the older infotainment. But if you have a little bit more cash, step up to the upper trims where you get this. This is definitely a worthwhile upgrade. What's also nice is Rogue has a tri-zone climate control. Unlike most vehicles in this class where it gives you dual zone, which is really plenty, one for driver and one for passenger, in here you get tri-zone, so whoever's in the back can, well, adjust their own temperature as well. And of course, the rear seats, they are heated and they're very comfortable as well. Nissan gives you the stadium seating, so the rear seats are a little bit higher than the front, so you still get a decent view out. And if you're thinking about carrying child seats in here, well, I am a child passenger safety technician. On the driver's side, this is a Collect Link infant seat. No worries getting an infant carrier in here. There's plenty of space. These doors open like 90 degrees, making it very easy to slot your infant carrier right in. On the passenger side, this is a Collect Infant rear facing. even with a rear-facing seat like this, I was still able to sit in front of it at 5'11" with absolutely no issues. There's plenty of space in here. In terms of your stuff, it's still a good space for that. There's plenty of space behind the second row. Of course, you can fold that second row down if you need. There are little pull tabs here on the side, making it nice and easy. And what's nice is Nissan gives you this cargo divider. So if you're buying, I don't know, watermelons, they don't have to like fly everywhere. I don't know why I chose watermelons. Maybe I'm craving for it. But it's a good use of the space that you have. And of course, you can lower it down if you need a little bit more space. Sadly, the cargo cover does not go down underneath. It doesn't fit. That would be a nice touch. The outside, I mean, it looks like a Nissan should. You got that V-motion grille on the front, LED headlamps, you got the floating roof design. It really hasn't changed much since its introduction. There's little bits and pieces that has been updated, but unless you're a Nissan Rogue aficionado, you probably won't be able to tell, but I think it still looks good. The drive, I mean, like most CUVs, is pretty forgettable. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's comfortable. It's relatively quiet. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's nothing that makes me go, wow, this is great. I want to enjoy this a little bit more. But let's be honest, it's not the type of vehicle for that. It's not the type of class for that. This is a perfect commuter. It's relatively quiet. You turn on your safety suite and you can basically hands-off drive, as the adaptive cruise and the lane centering, all that works quite well to keep you in check. So you can like be less attentive while driving. Not that you should, but you can. Like, I should put a disclaimer right here. Don't do this. But overall, I mean, the Rogue is a good vehicle. It's sad a little bit that the history of the brand, well, just takes it down a notch in terms of just the overall reliability. I know Nissan had CVT issues in the past, but the newer ones have been pretty good. And I haven't really heard like horror stories like the previous generation ones. And this 3-cylinder, I don't know. I have a Nissan tech that works at one of the local Nissan dealers, and he hasn't seen any 3-cylinders come back with issues. I mean, the QX50 he's seen, but that's slightly different. But yeah, I think that's really it. Overall, good car. Get the extended warranty maybe. Keep it for, you know, the amount of years you have the warranty for. You don't really have to worry about it. Nissan also gives really good rates, which is nice. So if you're financing it, which, you know, let's be honest, in this class you probably are, you can probably get a decent deal for it. I think that's really it. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Like the video if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you next time.